This is Camnet News. Thank you so much for choosing us. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. The top stories on our desk: several houses in MISISI compound submerged in water as NGWENYA Dam reaches its peak. Politicians advised to stop advancing handouts in exchange for votes. And COVID-19 death toll reaches 1,020 since the outbreak in March 2020. In international news, polls open in Niger's presidential runoff election. In sports news, NAPSA qualifies to CAF Confederation Cup group stage. Join me shortly for the details.
2021 is finally here. Zambia is at the crossroads heading towards general elections this August. In the world where fake news, biased reporting on national issues has become the order of the day. In a world where social media in most cases spills lies and exaggerated information, insightful coverage, Zambia needs one media. Living in a country where people are slowly promoting tribalism, hatred, bitterness and revenge, political temperature is heating up and people's hearts are perplexed. Zambia needs one media. Zambia being a Christian nation living under the lordship of Jesus Christ, the nation cannot afford a compromised gospel. Zambia needs a prophetic media house. For hope, peace and unity, Zambia needs Camnet television. For non-biased, factual reporting, balanced opinion, accurate news coverage, Zambia needs Camnet television. For national projects and development of our beloved country Zambia, watch Camnet TV on channel 274 DSTV, channel 98 on GoTV and channel 106 on Topstar. Remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel.
Once again, thank you so much for joining us. We'll look at the news in detail. MISISI compound residents of Chawama constituency are having sleepless nights due to floods as government unveils intentions to relocate some people to Shibuyunji district. Some houses near NGWENYA Dam have flooded, becoming inhabitable owing to the excessive rains which have seen the man-made lake almost bursting. Of late, water has been coming out from underground into people's houses, resulting in many houses collapsing. Patrick Soko filed this report.
In the era of climate change, this year the country has witnessed abundant rainfall even in areas which had low rainfall activity in the recent years. Most areas have not been spared from floods in the capital city. In Lusaka's MISISI compound, this is a perennial issue. This is the famous NGWENYA Dam, and several plans around it, including intentions to put up a resort, have not materialized. Environmental experts have always warned against building houses in water recharge zones, and the consequences are being felt by these people. Each time the NGWENYA Dam is full, underground water suffocates houses near the dam. Some tenants and landlords have abandoned their houses due to massive flooding in the area. But for others who have limited resources, they have continued to endure the hardship. They have since called on the government to come to their aid.
So, NGWENYA ngayazula nchi naumu mwazula mmanyumba waona mvula ngayalokako manzi yachokera pansi na munyumba omuntu alichilika chamensha yayedefu moku noti yangene munyumba but manzi yachoka pansi umvera nomvera tiyachoka yana power kanji tuwachula mwe bantu shishi beba government gakuti batu wafwako shani nga efyo benga tuwafwako solution nishe benga tuwafwako nga kupompa nga kupanga ma drainage tete tuishibe tuwachula tatukweto kwa kutwala abana so echo turelomba ko fye kuri government batuwafwe beshi bamoneshide benga tuwafwiramo kwisa nga kupompa menshi batupompele kwa menshi because tatukweto kwa kuya tatukweto na.
Others are concerned that offers to buy off their houses by the private sector have not been impressive.
Atigula manyumba pa malesi kuno good place but manzi chendi yatibweza kumbuyo mona wakaramba tatata wakonso kupeke mungaende wakaramba tolongere mnyumba simungakwanisi kungena but situkwanisa tingena mamosquito mamene mujati ruma wakaramba mbomeganize bwakalamba unani manzi bantu bataba benangwa sitikwa kubena kwetinga ende bakalamba tingala mwamene muchi.
However, recently Lusaka District Commissioner David Sulubanji told Camnet News that they intend to relocate some people to Shibuyunji district. He says those affected must get in touch with his office so that they can facilitate their relocation. If the rains continue, this may lead to an hazard. Thus, the need to take a proactive approach in mitigating any calamity that may arise.
This is, it's a waterlogged because from the geological idea I have is that underneath there are stones and the water cannot easily be drained from there. So each time it rains, the water will soon be collected in those areas. So the best thing to do is to relocate. And those who want to relocate, it is the office of the district commissioners here. Come and see us and see how we can able to assist you to go to a better land. Zambia has got plenty of land for people to relocate. Life is not only in Zambia. Life is not only in Kanyama or MISISI. There are other areas where you can go there and enjoy living in Lusaka. People can go. At the moment, there is some chances that perhaps we can find land in Shibuyunji and those people can be relocated there and become farmers.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Sad state of affairs here, but the big question is what can be done to help those people. We move on with the news. Youth Development Organization Executive Director Partner Siyavutuba has called on political parties to demonstrate how they intend to address issues affecting young people ahead of the August 12th general elections. Mr. Siyavutuba notes with concern that youth empowerment programs have been on the basis of one size fits all. Mr. Siyavutuba says there is need to segment youth empowerment based on various capacities. He said politicians must be able to demonstrate in their message that they are able to practically address issues affecting the young people. He has also urged youths to pay attention to the manifestos of various political parties in order for them to make informed decisions on the poll day.
Most of the people that are faced with the challenges that Zambia faces as a country are young people. So therefore, those that are going to run for leadership at different levels, they should be able to demonstrate exactly what they will do to be able to address the social and economic challenges that young people face. Currently, you know that we have massive youth unemployment in the country. Our health system does not seem to support young people. Our employment policies where youths are being asked to demonstrate 5 years of experience is technically knocking them out of employment opportunities. They have no job opportunities, they have no training opportunities, they have no education opportunities, especially at tertiary level. So the kind of empowerment that is available for those that have not been able to get proper education kind of looks like a one-size-fits-all approach. And so we need a tailor-made youth empowerment program. And so this must come out very, very clearly in the political party manifestos for those that are trying to vie for leadership in 2021 elections. But it's also important that young people must pay particular attention on what it is exactly these political parties are providing, so that when they are voting, they'll be voting on the basis that they understand exactly what the political party is offering.
The opposition leadership movement has expressed disappointment of high unemployment levels in the country, particularly in Kafue district, despite its potential to become an economic giant in the country. Party National Chairman David Kalumba is disappointed that government has failed to revive industries like the nitrogen chemicals of Zambia. He notes that nitrogen chemicals can provide employment to the people if well utilized for the development of the agriculture sector, create more jobs for the people of Kafue and beyond. He says Zambia cannot develop without enhancing production, hence the need for government to exhibit political will in the sector.
You know, nitrogen chemicals has the capacity of producing not only base oil, but it can produce also ammonium nitrate. These ammonium nitrate can even be used in the making of explosives, which can be supplied to the mines. But You know, when there is lack of political will, this is where a situation where you see that mines in the copper belt are willing to import explosives from outside Zambia, for example in South Africa, at the expense of nitrogen chemicals of Zambia. During the Kaunda era, we saw it. There was Kafilonda in the copper belt, which was specialized in making these explosives we are talking about. Where were they getting these materials? They were getting the materials from nitrogen chemicals of Zambia, you know, but it's not happening. Yeah? When we come into Power's leadership movement, those are some of the projects we want to revamp.
Politicians in the country have been advised not to promote a culture of handouts in the country, as it creates a perception that development can only be attained through individual and not governance structures. As social scientist Innocent Kolala regrets that most members of parliament and those aspiring do not understand the roles of a lawmaker. Mr. Kolala says members of parliament have the responsibility to lobby for sustainable development, make laws and ratify international treaties, among other things, as opposed to using their own resources to entice the voters. Meanwhile, an electoral expert, McDonald Jipenzi, has observed that money-driven campaigns is the reason behind the failure by most politicians. Patrick Soko once again filed this report.
The country goes to the polls on August 12 to elect its leaders. Members of parliament and those aspiring are busy flagging off empowerment programs and dishing out money in view of soliciting for votes. But that is not the role of MPs, but most of the activities witnessed ahead of the polls contradict the Electoral Act. Meanwhile, Article 62 of the Zambian Constitution outlines the legislative powers and privileges of MPs and that of parliamentary committees. These responsibilities include examining bills, making laws, acts of parliament, approving proposals for taxation and public expenditure, and keeping the work of the government under scrutiny and review. MPs split their time between working in parliament, working in constituencies that elected them, and working for their political party. It is clear that it is not about ideas but money, and this is affecting national governance. And history has told us that some members of parliament after elections fail to meet their voters, as they always ask them for money and pledges made during campaigns. But that is their own creation, according to social scientist Innocent Kolala.
To receiving. This time around, I'm receiving when I just make a call. Honorable, I have no talk time comes. Honorable, I have no school fees for my child. School fee comes because this person, what he wants is a ticket or is for me to come and vote for him. Then after 12th of August 2021, even in September when the schools open, I am going to call the same member of parliament to help me send the child to school. Then this person tells me, no, I don't have money. This person stops answering my call. This person switches off the phone. What do you expect? What you expect is that now it's going to create an enmity with the people in the constituency. And because of that, they fail to stop, they fail now to be going in the constituencies because they fear to say, whenever they go in the constituency, what people will be looking for is Tuliemo, the terminology which I dislike very much. Because that is an Zambian, the Tuliemo. We are supposed to work extra hard as a country.
I also spoke to electoral expert McDonald Chipenzi.
MP said, I've used my money to do this, to build that. Why are you using your money? When your role is very clear, to advocate and facilitate development and not to give handouts. This giving of money to constituents is what has bred corruption among our leaders. Because now they only do that in order to win and get more money through the parliament, but not for service. This is why you find that most of these MPs don't even go back to their constituents. Or if they go back, it's at night when everyone is sleeping, so that they meet only targeted people and not the whole constituents. And these complaints we hear that this MP is not working, is because they are trying to recoup what they use during campaigns. And this practice, as I said, is an illegal practice, an electoral illegality, which all law enforcement agencies should have arrested by now, because you know those who are acting like that.
But the question remains, is the handout culture sustainable to national development? Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
United Party for National Development Youths have advised the Patriotic Front Party to stop maneuvers to remove Hakainde Hichilema from appearing on the ballot, as they charge that the country seems to have a duopoly system. UPND Lusaka Province Youth Chairman Anderson Banda says it is unfortunate that the Lusaka Province Commissioner Lakson Sakala claimed to be ignorant about the operation in Shivuyunje district, where it is alleged that police raided the UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema's in-laws village. He says it is unfortunate that armed policemen went to traumatize villagers without the knowledge of the police command in Lusaka. He has since demanded that the police issue a formal statement on the operation that was conducted, failure to which they will be confirming that PF is running a separate police wing.
A statement coming from the police saying no, our policemen who went there, they did not participate in anything unless the other unit that came, but they were all putting on Zambian police uniform. It doesn't make sense at all. You have people putting on Zambian police uniform with police vehicles and guns bought by taxpayers' money. Here the police command say no, we are not aware about those people. In any case, any trained police officer safunika kubisa identity yake. As a layman, I should identify, oh, zina ya police, you know, police officer, so, money number, so. Those people, they're supposed to operate in an open environment. Why covering your faces? It means they have an hidden agenda. And we've told the police before, can you remove the mask that most of these officers are putting on? We are not in a war zone. Why facing your faces when you are in operation, official operation? That is the proof to everyone, of course, that we have two police systems. We have a line of cadre police and a line of professional police, probably. That is what we can conclude. So it's the duty of us citizens, because those people who are masquerading as police officers cannot do that without the backing or without authority from senior government officials or senior PF cadres who are in police uniform. And that must.
The COVID-19 death toll hits 1,020 as of today, 21st February 2021. That and more after this break.
Hello, have you heard about MISISI? Do you know that you can advertise for as low as 150 kwacha for 30 seconds? Well, MISISI is here. Advertise on MISISI between 17 hours and 18 hours. Just tell us about the services that you offer and we'll gladly put you on the market. For more details, you can contact
+260 953 995099. +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467.
MISISI, allowing your business to grow.
And why do you look so pale and busy scratching yourself?
Well, Amwandi, you know my skin is very sensitive. I've tried all the skin products and nothing seems to work.
Have you tried Oracle Pure Glycerine?
Oracle Pure Glycerine? What's that?
Just give me a minute.
Oracle Pure Glycerine gives your skin a youthful and healthy glow.
Ish, you're glowing. Don't tell me.
Yes!
I already know the secrets. Oracle Pure Glycerine.
Try Oracle Pure Glycerine for that perfect skin.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Dr. Bigron, musaibala komutienda okuni gift na land. Uchitenkubeti uibise mojo basayone. Oh! Mwina mushi, nakuletera njinga. Latest inaluvesi gear na mawaipa.
Difficult, chidi ashidia njinga. Liam 19 pendef kondo. Transport, we got it.
Nanga phone for communication. Ipuzi sana chizungu. Yeah, you see what I mean?
It's a camera, difficult.
It's communication. We got it. Inemomi! Powerful system ndimba X-Buzz.
Mufumina kukalale. Na mnaimo muli bakumushi. We got it. Yo Bikron, utole noleta nchemfule mungani. Ngecho wachira pose na nchinshi. 1, 2, 3, both of you. Kabala ngempang. Don't be stupid. We got it.
This is Camnet News. Thank you so much for staying on. Health Minister Jonas Chanda has revealed that government has mobilized resources for the districts, including logistical support for epicenters, as well as funds to control tracing and follow-up cases. He says this is an effort to increase surveillance in the fight against COVID-19. Dr. Chanda notes that government will continue to ramp up interventions in a bid to halt the spread of the virus. The minister has also revealed that Cabinet will soon consider the acquisition of the COVID-19 vaccine. Meanwhile, Zambia has in the last 24 hours recorded 609 COVID-19 cases out of 4,144 tests done, indicating a 15% positivity, with Copperbelt recording the highest number, followed by Lusaka, Northwestern, Eastern, among other areas. 4 deaths were also recorded spread across 4 provinces. This brings the cumulative number of deaths to 1,020, with 547 classified as COVID deaths and 473 are COVID-associated deaths. The Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development has trained 8 women and girls rights advocates in Rufunsa, among them men and boys. Network coordinator Nelson Banda says among the trained are 40 men and 40 boys. The training was being done under the project securing the involvement of men and boys in the advancement of women and girls' rights as a means of ending child, early and forced marriages with support from the Canadian Fund and local initiative. Meanwhile, the women in Rufunsa have expressed gratitude that the men's network is involving men in championing the rights of the girl child. Women are also trained and given capacity to ensure that they face the challenges being experienced in a process of fighting gender-based violence, among other inequalities. A human rights organization known as Zitukule Consortium has called on government to safeguard the lives of the Hatembo family in Southern Province, who have gone into hiding in fear of being killed in the aftermath land issues involving political heavyweights. Nivia Michelo, the wife of Milton Hatembo, is nursing serious injuries after unknown people attacked her and the children at about midnight Saturday going into Sunday at Mangonza ward of Choma district. The Hatembos have been entangled in a controversy after losing a case of trespassing on Kalomo Farm number 1924, a piece of land that was sold to opposition UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema. The Hatembo family allegedly reported the matter to the police, but when contacted for a comment, Police expressed ignorance about the matter. Let's look at this.
As the saying goes, when elephants are fighting, it is the grass that suffers. This is what could be said in the aftermath of the case of the Hatembos of Choma district in Southern Province. The Hatembos have been entangled in the controversy after losing a case of trespassing on Kalomo's farm number 1924, a piece of land that they sold to opposition UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema. Nivea Mijelo, the wife to Milton Hatembo, is nursing injuries after unknown people who were looking for her husband attacked her and the children recently in Manguza ward of Choma district. Footage shared with Camnet TV by rights groups shows the regretting Hatembos who are in hiding in the bushes. They allegedly say the court processes were spearheaded by other people with other political interests and not based on their own conviction.
To be forced to go and compete so. Bona se twabona kuti uri interest imbi not kugwahiwa kuti wari wambe waturagwa hipo.
Navakaivona message vanditumina phone wari kuma 20 hours. Vakandambira kuti vantu vavolede. Vantu vatusungirira kuti tuchitapiro kukamboka kamana kale. Onosova kuchitapiro tatu yandi.
Mwana oyo mwana ura 33 years. Tamba uli tamu olo wabola jimulu mata kwenyuma alimo olo waswa atakwe usama olo kona kunka kwe akona tabu tajisa right ya kuti ndiza ndunge ndika kuli humbe pona ndapenga amwana angu oyo peambira kuti pinda gambiri dentwa gamba ularwa namba 2 kuti bana wapi amutulege.
Mr. Milton Hatembo is asking for protection from the state.
After this case, we have been attacked in our homes and we are not even at the home. We have abandoned our homes and we have left my children and so forth.
Meanwhile, Zitukure Consortium Executive Director Nicholas Piri has called on the police command in Choma district to protect the lives of the Hatembos and investigate the matter and arrest the criminals who are after their lives regardless of their political affiliation.
Soma mitu mjanogu nogu maja hospital aipepa ndomjisi ndabona uti mwahira ku police andilio bamwambira uti buti buno kujibadera.
Naona kujibadera bandi siriza. Naona bandambira tindinke ku doctor signage papers. Ndali uromba kukwahibwa kama mendali hakuyowa. Kamboro kukwega ndiyo ati ngabandichirira kamba watu monsi apeka zwapona.
What by the state? Should anything happen to the Hatembos family, then a theory might emerge that the state also had an interest in the issue, because how else would you explain a situation where people are not living in their homes, they are fleeing away from their homes because they're being threatened, and then you are not doing anything to protect them by the state? So we think in the interest of protecting human life, in the interest of protecting the integrity of the state, the police must expedite the process of investigation, but more importantly, they must ensure that they provide security to that family to allow them to get back home. As we are talking to you right now, the children to the Hatembos are not even...
The right to life is a belief that a being has the right to live and in particular should not be killed by another entity, including the government. One can only hope that these people will receive help. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
We'll take another break after this. Sports and international news. Don't go away.
2021 is finally here. Zambia is at the crossroads heading towards general elections this August. In the world where fake news, biased reporting on national issues has become the order of the day. In a world where social media in most cases spills lies and exaggerated information, insightful coverage, Zambia needs one media. Living in a country where people are slowly promoting tribalism, hatred, bitterness and revenge, political temperature is heating up and people's hearts are perplexed. Zambia needs one media. Zambia being a Christian nation living under the lordship of Jesus Christ, the nation cannot afford a compromised gospel. Zambia needs a prophetic media house. For hope, peace and unity, Zambia needs Camnet television. For non-biased, factual reporting, balanced opinion, accurate news coverage, Zambia needs Camnet television. For national projects and development of our beloved country Zambia, watch Camnet TV on channel 274 DSTV, channel 98 on Go TV, and channel 106 on Topstar. Remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel.
Super cereal. Super cereal. Super
cereal. We always start our day with nutritious super cereal. It's so easy to make. Just add hot water or milk. Fortified with essential vitamins, gives you energy and keeps you alert. Super cereal is so good for you. Comes in 3 yummy flavors: original, banana, and strawberry, and tastes so good.
Easy Super Cereal is made from non-GMO maize and soya and is good for the whole family. Found in all leading stores.
Super Cereal.
Quick and easy.
Tastes delicious. Super Cereal. Full of goodness.
Makes you stronger.
Super Cereal.
Easy Super Cereal. Brought to you by Java Foods.
You know I can take her a bit.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, man. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Welcome back. In international news, polls opened in Niger on Sunday as voters go to pick a new president in a runoff election set to mark the first ever transfer of power through the ballot box in the country. The first round of the polling failed to produce a clear winner to succeed President Mamadou Issoufou. Whoever wins will need a coalition to govern, and both candidates have been negotiating with smaller parties. In other news, the Argentine president, Alberto Fernandez, has sworn in a new health minister, Carla Vizzotti, as he grapples with a scandal of COVID-19 vaccines. The now disgraced former minister, Ginés González Garcia, is accused of allowing people with connections to jump the queue and receive vaccinations out of turn. Here's a roundup of international stories.
It's decision day in Niger. From a list of 30 candidates, the choice for 7.5 million voters is now narrowed to only 2 familiar faces on the country's political landscape. Mohamed Bazoum, a former minister, is the ruling party candidate. He polled the most votes in the first round of the presidential election last year with 39.3% of the vote. His opponent, Maman Ousmane, came a distant second with less than half the votes of the frontrunner. The former Prime Minister and President is looking to come back to a job he left 25 years ago.
In the last 10 years, Maman Ousmane is the only opposition candidate who's not collaborated with the ruling PNDS. The others did several times. All big names in Niger politics have at one time or another gone into some form of alliance with the ruling party.
But whoever wins will need to form a coalition to govern. That looks a lot easier for the ruling PNDS party that won the most seats in parliament in December, but 6 short of a walking majority. The RDR has only 7 seats in the 171-seat parliament. So ahead of Sunday's vote, there have been negotiations between the 2 candidates and smaller parties to form a coalition. The Election Commission says it expects the election to be conducted smoothly, but there are fears of attacks by armed groups in some areas. In December, the country missed the opportunity to produce a president in the first round of voting, but is still on course to mark a historic milestone. Sunday's vote is expected to lead to the first peaceful transition of power from one civilian government to another in Niger. But whoever wins will face daunting challenges. Poverty, made worse by COVID-19, is on the rise. Youth unemployment is high, so also is the level of illiteracy. But more worrying is the violence on the borders. In the west, Boko Haram has raided many communities, and along the border with Mali and Burkina Faso, groups allied with ISIL and Al-Qaeda are attacking civilian and military targets.
The Argentine President Alberto Fernandez swearing in his new health minister, Carlo Vissotti, keen to put behind him a scandal over his government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. Just a few days ago, the now disgraced former health minister, Ginés González García, was welcoming the arrival in Argentina of this batch of more than 500,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
With the vaccine agreement we have reached and the actions we are taking, we estimate that in August or September we will have vaccinated all Argentines who are in a position to be vaccinated.
Many health professionals questioned his optimism, concerned that not enough doses are arriving quickly enough.
The vaccines aren't arriving. We can't produce what's not available.
Unless we now know you're friends with people in the right places. This prominent Argentine journalist on public radio explained how his friend, the now former health minister, insisted he jump the queue to get vaccinated. Other cases of senior politicians and business leaders and their families immediately came to light. The president insisted that González resign. The rest in a country where the virus has killed more than 50,000 people and 2 million have been infected must simply wait their turn.
I have been waiting for it. I really couldn't wait, because I have been locked up for a year now.
This program to vaccinate elderly people in Buenos Aires province began as the scandal came to light. A similar case is being investigated in Peru, where nearly 500 people, among them a former president and 2 ministers, were vaccinated weeks before the program for the rest of the population had even begun. This in a country where COVID-19 has killed 45,000 people and oxygen supplies are running dangerously low. The governments of Peru and here in Argentina now have the task of rebuilding public faith in their handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Phrases like "we're all in this together" and "we're doing all we can" ring hollow while people are being urged to wait patiently in line to be vaccinated, and the virus still kills. Daniel Schweimner, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
Well, that's it for international news. We go straight into sports news. In sports news, NAPSA Stars is qualified to the CAF Confederation Cup group stage on a 2-3-2 aggregate score. The 2012 Africa Cup of Nations Golden Boot winner Emmanuel Mayuka scored a penalty with the last shot of the game to send NAPSA Stars to the group stage of the 2020-2021 CAF Confederation Cup as the pensioners drew 2-2 against Gor Mahia. NAPSA Stars coach Mohamed Fati told the press that they will take the same fighting spirit in the group stages.
Fought up to the end, and I think we take this spirit to the group stage. Like what I told you is Gor Mahia team had experience, big experience in Continental. Every year, this team in Continental, and we heard a lot of stories about the weirds. Sometimes they come one day before the game, sometimes come day of the game. So up to the last second, we don't know what's going on. Sometimes they said, no, they're not coming, there's no game, no, there is a game. So this is somehow is experience for us. It affects us a little bit in the first 15 minutes, but after this we come back to the game. So when you play Continental, any game, you have to fight up to the end. Then God, we award you. So thanks God for the win. It was a good move from young star, Jimmy Mukeya. We played 1-2, and it was clean penalty on time, and it was a good shot from Emma, and we played very well as a team. And
well, that's where we wrap it up for our news tonight. The top stories once again. Several houses in MISISI compound submerged in water as NGWENYA Dam reaches its peak. Politicians advised to stop advancing handouts in exchange for votes. And COVID-19 death toll reaches 1,020 since the outbreak in March 2020. In international news, polls open in Niger's presidential runoff election. And in sports news, NAPSA qualifies to CAF Confederation Cup group stage. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, and it's coming from Matthew 5 verse 18, and it reads, "For I assure you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or one stroke of a letter will pass from the law until all things are accomplished." Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sharon Kalimbola. Remember to observe the COVID-19 health guidelines to stop the spread of the COVID-19. Thank you for watching once again. Good night.